I've always been a logical person, never one to believe in ghost stories or things that go bump in the night. But what happened to me on that long-haul flight shook my very understanding of reality. It was a routine flight, one I had taken countless times before. We were flying over the Atlantic. I had a window seat, which I usually enjoyed for the view, but that night, the outside world was nothing but darkness. As the hours went by, I started to feel unease. I had tried to ignore it, but then came the scratching, but it was so faint that I thought I'd imagined it. It grew louder, like someone clawing desperately at the plane's exterior. I looked out of the window into the darkness. That's when I saw it. A figure, human in shape but horribly distorted, clinging to the side of the plane. Its eyes glowed an unnatural shade, piercing through the night like twin beacons. Its mouth moved rapidly, like if it was trying to communicate with me. I got paralyzed by fear so much I couldn't even scream. The figure's fingers scraped against the window. That sound sent shivers down my spine. I hit the call button, desperate for someone else to see this impossibility. A flight attendant arrived. "Is everything all right, sir?" she asked. I pointed to the window with my shaking hand, but when I looked again, the figure was gone. The attendant gave me a sympathetic look, no doubt thinking I'd had a nightmare or something. Despite her reassurances, I couldn't shake the feeling of dread. I spent the rest of the flight wide awake, jumping at every sound and every time the plane moved. Then the scratching returned for a moment only to disappear again. It happened a few more times more, that's why I know that what I saw was not a dream. When we finally landed, I was the first to disembark, eager to feel solid ground beneath my feet, and put as much distance between me and that plane as possible. But even now, 2 years later, I find myself looking over my shoulder, half expecting to see those glowing eyes in the darkness. I've tried to rationalize it, to convince myself it was all in my head. But deep down, I know what I saw was real. And the most terrifying part? I have no explanation for it. No logical reason for how something could have been out there, clinging to the plane in the dead of night. That experience has left me with more questions than answers. What was that figure? What should I think about all of that? I'm scared to fly again since that flight.